Okay, so welcome to this lecture on leverage. Now, first thing first, what is leverage? It's basically borrowed money, mostly from brokers, to increase the amount of potential earnings. Now, remember what I said earlier in the first few lectures that leverage, although it can increase the amount of profit that you earn, even though you have a small account, but it can also serve as a double-edged sword, meaning that you can also lose a lot if you have a very, very high leverage. So the key thing is to have an optimal amount of leverage so that you can earn a decent amount and also at the same time minimize the amount that you lose. Now, different brokers offer different kind of leverage depending on the regulators in your country or your specific region. But a good thing is that Forex has one of the highest leverage as compared to other types of markets. So a lot of times brokers will offer you different types of leverage ranging from 1:1 to 1:100. So your job is to determine which is more suitable for your risk appetite and the amount of ROI that you want to achieve. But most of the time, the leverage maximum can go up to 1:100. Let's say today Bob used a leverage of 1:50 and both start with a $10,000 account, meaning that $10,000 he can trade a value of $500,000. So let's say his stop loss is around 100 pips for both Bob and John. If he loses, he's going to lose $5,000, and hence his drawdown 5,000 divided by 10,000 would give you 50%. Now, if you're not clear of the drawdown calculation, you're free to go back to the past few lectures and do a little bit of recap. Now, let's say John decides to be more conservative and take a leverage of 1:5. So his transaction value is 50,000. Okay, when he loses on a 100 pip stop loss, it's only $500, which is easier to recover as compared to Bob because a drawdown of 50%, which means that you need 100% return to make it back to initial capital. So here's the question that a lot of people ask: what leverage should I use? So it would depend on a lot of different factors, but one thing you should know is that it depends on the time frame that you trade. Because shorter time frame traders like scalpers, day traders, they'll use a higher leverage as compared to longer term position traders who use very little to literally no leverage. And the other factor is that you should also determine your risk appetite and your experience. So similar to the percentage risk per trade, for leverage, the less experience you have, the less leverage you should use. Only when you become more experienced, then you can afford to use higher leverage. So go around and experiment what kind of risk appetite and your comfort zone leverage should be. Your comfort zone may be different from my comfort zone. Some traders can trade with a leverage of 1:100 and they are okay with that. Some traders can't even go to 1:50, 1:20, then they stick to lower average like 1:5, 1:1. Try not to go beyond 1:50 because 1:100, 1:200 is a lot. If you use a leverage of 1:100 with a $1,000 account, of course you can trade as much as $100,000 worth. But then when you lose, you're going to lose very big also. In fact, a leverage of 1:20 is just enough for you to earn a decent amount of profits. Because let's say if you start with a $10,000 account and you use a leverage of 1:20, you can buy and sell up to $200,000, which is not too bad. Okay, so this is what leverage is all about. The key thing is to go and experience and determine and trade and try out different types of leverage, preferably in demo account, so that you know what kind of leverage is more suitable for your risk appetite.